You know, I'm not a professional. Don't do probably anything you see me do, because I'm professional at none and amateur at everything. We're back in the cut today. I say the cut, but we're back out here in the fence row detail. This fence row we took out had a decent amount of big trees, so yesterday we come out here with the saws and bucked a bunch of them out. There's a pile of them. I'm still carrying a bunch up with the track hoe. Still cutting some that were like buried underneath. But basically we went through on this fence row and dropped the trees, dug them out, dropped them, and then we went through with the chainsaws and cut them, which, I mean, that's probably harder, but we did it that way because we want the stumps out of the ground. So it's usually a lot easier digging the stump out when you still got the tree attached, just because you got more leverage to push it up out of the ground. But that's basically what we're doing. It might be, I don't know, it's not safe work by any means, but it wasn't bad. Yesterday I was sawing on a tree, and I threw the chain on my saw. Well, I felt the chain hit my boot, didn't think anything about it. Got back up to where my wrench was at, my bar wrench. Was kneeling down there, putting my chain back on, and I looked and I had a freaking hole in my boot. That chain flew off and cut a hole in my boot. Chain flew off and cut a hole in my boot. So that wasn't cool. But I still got all my toes, so I guess we're good shape. So I just fueled up. I'm checking over the track hoe, and we got like no hydraulic oil. It's like not on there. So I'm like, oh, that's not good. So I get to walking around checking this thing out, and like everything under here is soaked in hydraulic oil. So I need to find where that hydraulic leak is at. Which, if you come around here, you know, I wish I could just go one day without breaking something. I'm hard on stuff. If you come in here, you can't see it because there's a bunch of sticks and stuff, but that down there is clear soaked in oil. But it appears I'm out of oil, which I wasn't yesterday. So it must be leaking overnight. I don't know. This is whack. I think I'm gonna need more oil just to be able to find where the leak is at. Service truck stuff, and it's stuck. Currently, we have not figured out where the leak is at, but since it is totally out of hydraulic oil, we have no way to really tell where it's coming from, even though it looks like it's dripping out somewhere right up in here. So I would assume we're probably gonna have to take that plate off, and it's just a wild guess, but I'm gonna presume it's not gonna be really fun fixing this. So we come back into the shop, get more oil for the track hoe, and we're just taking a look at the shop projects going on here. So the other 9240 that the auger got tore off on, when we took all of it off, we realized that this auger right here that points up in this elbow is junk. And when I mean junk, that is absolutely shot. I mean junk. Like Dad said, absolutely shot. Junk. So we had to take Bruce, I'm gonna give him the credit, him and Trevor, they took it all off this combine. I don't know, maybe it was John too. Several of them took it off of this combine, and now we're replacing it. Not in the shop. Not fixing in the shop. Wow, that was... He waved. Just one of his fingers though. It was kind of weird wave. Okay, so it was this line right here. We put a new O-ring in there and put it back on. So hopefully that's gonna hold. Time for hydraulic oil now. That's why we bring Dad's service truck, because he's got the wet kit on it. So he can just run a hose over here. We got the Cat hydraulic oil that we keep on it. And then I don't know what else he's got. Motor oil, your regular high train, and I think the other one is your like used oil, waste oil. All right, so we got this log picked up here. The stump is done cut off of it, and the end's cut off of it, but there was like a couple more trees laying on top of it. So yesterday we did not get all the limbs cut off of it, as you can see. These limbs cut off here, and then we'll get we'll get it carried up front. The length of them, because I mean that one's a really long one. I'm just worried about getting this, making sure there's not a stump on it, making sure they're pretty daggone straight, and there's no limbs. So now we're hauling it up front. So we got another 3 or 4 here that had not been cut on none. I done cut on this one, got what I can out of it. It's split pretty bad right there, so I cut her off in here. But I gotta get up and cut some of them off, so I guess we'll do that now. My battery died on the camera, and then I started cutting into them, and I ran out of gas. So we carried a couple up here, and we're getting gas for the saw. Normally, I just mix my own gas, but when my saw is gonna be sitting for a while, I like running the pre-mixed stuff. I mean, it's way more expensive, but I mean, it has like a 10-year shelf life. So, you know, if my stuff's gonna be sitting a while, I don't mind running the other stuff in it, this stuff. Which, after today, I have no idea when the next time I will need my saw is. So, we might as well just go ahead and put the good stuff in it, you know. Okay. Ooh, that oil is thick. Sitting out here in the cold, that oil got freaking thick. Here's the one I was cutting on when I ran out of gas. It didn't want to break off. So we'll get it cut here. And then we got like several more to cut. Let's crank some music and get this done. Okay, that is plenty good. I should have cut this side first, standing on the tree, but I did not do that because you know, I'm not a professional. Don't do probably anything you see me do, because I'm professional at none and amateur at everything. But I should be able to break that off with the track out now, so. Well, I think that's a night. That's a wrap. Whew. Back at it tomorrow, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But this saw is heavy. I'm tired of carrying it. Oh, what are you still doing here? It's time to go home.